Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now? Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
It's the chase! It's the chase! Live 1 to 3, Monday through Friday on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville. Listen to Chase and his friends on WKGN. It's the chase! It's the Scruffy City! Listen to his friends, and his friends are on WKGN. I'm always taking your calls on the Tennessee Vols. It's the chase! It's the chase! It's the chase!
All right, the chase is on Knoxville. My name is Chase Thomas, joined alongside Ethan Stone of SaturdayDownSouth.com, and we're coming to you live from beautiful Knoxville, Tennessee, here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Ethan Stone, how are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing great. As I told you, I've got a bit of a long day ahead of me, but ready to talk some ball, get ready for Tennessee's biggest game of the year to this point in the season.
It might end up being the biggest game. Checker Nealon, you won't be around, Ethan Stone. Are you going to be able to
watch live?
Okay. Well, I obviously yes, but watching the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll be watching. I'm still going to be doing some work. I'm going up to visit some family in Utah, but I'll still be working on Saturday. Still watching the Vols, watching all the rest of the games. We got a loaded slate in week 3, just in general, Chase.
We do. I've never been to Utah. It's on the list. It's on the list of spots we want to go see, and then Yosemite National Park, because we're watching the show. Have y'all watched this? Untamed is what on Netflix. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Not sure.
Yes, it's Untamed. It's on Netflix. It's a really good show. It's the guy who used to be the Hulk. Eric Bana is in it.
Okay, yeah.
But
Gladiator.
Yes.
As well.
Yes. 83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't know why I said it. I think I was thinking it was Tamed, but it is Untamed. But
yeah.
I've seen it, yes.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, no spoilers. We're almost done, but it's good. I really enjoy it.
I've already got season 2 lined up for it as well.
Which is good because I got into the waterfront with my wife and then finding out that season 2 taken off the books here. It's
I don't know what happened to that.
But it's a bad feeling. That's why it's so good to like have a show that is done. That like you're gonna see it through, and you're not gonna have to have a cliffhanger where you just don't know what happened because the show got canceled. And it's just like, okay, well, I wish I didn't invest this time in this show, but that is part of the deal. I will say there's one guy in that show. He's an actor named Josh Randall. He looks. I never thought I would see an actor who looks almost identical to Peyton Manning, but Josh Randall looks so much like Peyton Manning. It's really jarring to see him in the show because the first thing I said, my wife and I were watching the show this week, we started it, looked over and I'm like, does he look like Peyton Manning to you? Like, I don't know what to make of it, but he really does. I think Alex Sarkis.
The forehead's there.
The forehead's there, but do you see it? Like you could see
I see it a little bit, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know if I would look at him and think he looks like Peyton Manning.
Interesting.
I think I'd agree with that.
Okay, so the forehead I get, but like other than that, I don't
know. The hair, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I could see it. Like if you told me they're related or brothers or something.
Yeah, I could see it.
I don't know. In this show in particular, he dresses like him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those deals where I was like, okay, interesting. Never thought, because it's a very specific guy to look like. Not a lot of Peyton Manning doppelgangers out there.
It's pretty hard.
There
should only be one Peyton anyway. There shouldn't be a doppelganger.
It's true. Have you ever seen a Brett Hoolander doppelganger out in the wild? Or has anybody else been like, I thought that was you. It wasn't you.
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember people remember Mike Dunleavy played for Duke?
Yes.
There were some people that kind of saw a semblance to that when I was growing up. But other than that, there's not been, I can't think of any other really comparisons.
Okay. What about you, Alex?
Like a doppelganger of
yes.
me? I've had some people, I think my hair is like one of my unique features when it gets long enough. I usually let it get pretty long, but I think I'm like skinny and I walk in a weird way according to other people.
Okay.
So I've had some people tell me that like people who walk differently like look like me or
what?
It's weird. Yeah. I usually take it as offense to it.
Like your gait is just very
I don't know.
memorable.
I would say like my family has very distinct walking styles. Like
what?
my brother walks in a weird way. He kind of like struts. He kind of like marches around. It's weird.
What is going on in the Sarkis household?
But I don't know. It's weird. We're just all very like just large people but we're all like, we're just like, I don't know. It's weird.
I have never heard of a family who has a bunch of.
I've had a lot of people tell me that I walk weird.
Brother, he's a Raven, right?
Yeah, but that's true. Raven.
That's the other. No, this is my brother.
Sure he was loving Sunday night.
This is the other one.
So is the
two brothers?
Two brothers. Okay. And does everyone walk with their own distinct style?
I would just say it's me and my brother Adam who goes to Tennessee. So I mean, it's just like I don't know.
Interesting.
Weird.
So your brother goes here too?
Yeah, he's a sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm junior.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you have a twin? Okay.
No.
Sophomore.
A
junior.
lot of people think we're twins, but I think we look nothing alike. It's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Going to college with your brother. How's that been?
It's good. I mean, we sleep in the same bedroom at home.
Oh.
We have since we were kids. So it's like
close in age.
Yeah. So honestly, when I'm here, I'm farther away from him than I am at home, which makes sense. But I don't know. I mean, you think, it's yeah. He's only a year and a half younger than me, and we've just kind of, I don't know. We do our thing.
Yeah.
It's nice.
You're growing up.
It is nice to have him here, though, I will say.
You have different things.
Yeah.
Different interests.
We have very different interests. We're very different people, which I find very interesting.
He's not on the same career.
No, he's actually on the grounds crew, Tennessee grounds crew.
Nice.
Okay.
So he'll be there on Saturday working on the field and stuff.
So that's your source for the Smokey updates. Like
no,
okay.
That's not. No, I was my own source.
Okay.
In that case.
Sarkis's eyes only.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
He gets up bright and early and then goes to the field.
I'm just all in on this
Really
Sarkis family gate situation
really
because
I'm glad he's only here twice a week.
This is like
get it pretty bad.
I know we got Tennessee Georgia going on, but this is just something that I think it's so fascinating because I've never and someone who has to work on his gait and had to rework how to do his gait after walking in a boot for 2 months because I broke my foot in the week of my wedding in 22.
Yeah, that
I know what it's like, and I walk around with and this is some deep dives into podiatry here, but I I have to wear insoles now because of my arthritis and just my gait and everything else because it was starting to put pressure on my knee because I didn't even realize when I was walking post injury for years that it was putting more stress on one of my other knees. So I was having like really bad knee pains. So I'm getting my 10,000 steps a day because I can't even do the long distance running anymore. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, my knee is killing me. Like it's really driving me nuts. And they found that like I'm uneven. And but then I walked without just to see because I've been in insoles for a long time, so like months and months. I tried it. I'm curious. What is it like just having a normal shoe on again? I go to be like, I tried to do it around my neighborhood. I'm just like, I looked like I had just completely reshattered my foot and was just completely out of my element. It looked probably ridiculous where I was like, oh no, it's over. Like I can't walk without insoles anymore because my foot, I looked like I had vertigo or something because I was just like falling all over the place. Yeah, the balance and everything. It's just off.
Yeah.
It's really jarring. So for all the folks who wear insoles and then don't have the orthopedic shoes on afterwards, you're like, oh, this is a different world. Yeah, getting old, man. Just giant recessive genes everywhere. Bald, can't see, can't walk.
Jeez.
Falling apart, man. But we're working through it. We're doing the best we can. Speaking of doing the best we can, this is a segue here, Ethan Stone. As he's just, you know what? Ethan's just, he's got a long day ahead of him. He's got multiple flights to be on. Like and the day's actually really long because he's making time back up because he's going west. So the day's going to be really long for Ethan Stone.
Was it 3 hours difference?
Is it? That's a good question. Is it 2?
It's mountain time. Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to be cold?
No, shouldn't be. Weather says it's going to be about high 60s, low 70s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do any ranch stuff in Utah? Is it kind of?
I don't exactly know what's on the plate for us. We have this. We're going to be going to Bear Lake, which is on the border between Utah and Idaho.
Okay.
And I guess we're just going to be chilling there, hanging with family, and having an overall good time. Watching college football for sure.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever asked you, probably. It's Bear Lake named Bear Lake because there's a lot of bear sightings.
I don't know, but my guess would be it has some correlation there. There's a lot of bears up there in the Rocky Mountains. I'd assume there's there's no way to know exactly how they named it, but it makes sense that someone saw a bear, saw a lake, said, let's call that Bear Lake.
Turquoise water I'm looking at here. It's known. It got picked up for a Salt Lake Tribune article.
Beautiful area.
Okay, I like it. I was sad that we didn't do the Provo trip a couple years ago. Tennessee canceling the trip to BYU a couple years ago was a bummer.
It really, and I don't remember exactly what they replaced it with, but
Virginia.
I do know they replaced it with
the neutral site, Virginia
and
National,
game, which is just disgusting because Provo has a fantastic stadium, fantastic views, a good football team. That would have been a great opportunity, I think. I'm still mad about that as well, Chase.
Yeah, it's not great. We're not even done. We'll see on Georgia Tech if they play in Bobby Dodd or they play in Atlanta. Then you got Charlotte with West Virginia. Oof.
Don't hate.
I mean, I hate on the neutral site playing in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Morgantown. That would be a great.
Well, Bama just canceled. They were supposed to come next year and canceled because of the SEC going to 9 games. So, I mean, they're dodging WVU.
It's a big weekend for you.
It is a huge
Georgia, Tennessee, West Virginia, Pitt.
This is going to be without a doubt the biggest weekend of the year.
I'm excited. What time is West Virginia, Pitt?
3:30, same time.
Oh, that's
brutal.
Yeah,
it's tough for you, man.
I love that game. It's a fun game.
It's so fun.
It's gonna be great.
Just watch yourself. Don't be cheering for West Virginia. If something happens in the Georgia game.
I know,
in the press box.
I know
that's true.
I gotta be careful.
Like, fist pump under the table.
They're like, whoa. Yeah, 100%. Like that game should be at night though. I don't think the backyard brawl should ever be during the day.
And they used to play rivalry week at the end of the year, right before Thanksgiving. So like when my dad was in school, they always played it then, and he said it was fantastic. Just being at night and it being cold. That's how Pitt, West Virginia should be played.
Yeah.
Yes,
there are a couple that have to be at night. Bedlam's another one.
Yes.
I mean it's not a thing anymore, but Bedlam had to be at night, especially in Stillwater. And backyard brawl is going to be at night. I agree with Chase.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Kansas, Missouri was great, but it's also like another one, cold one. Where I mean, back when number 1, number 2, the border war there. I don't know. There's some rivalries that just, I don't know. We've lost a lot in this fight. But thankfully, we have not lost Kentucky, Tennessee as of yet. As permanent
Always
rivals.
A nasty day. Always a nasty day.
I know. But it's what makes the rivalry the sweetest here between the two border states.
Whatever.
What, Ethan Stone, was the biggest Tennessee football take that has changed from you from prior to week 1 to now going into Georgia week?
Honestly, the biggest take I have that's changed, it doesn't really even surround Tennessee football that much. It surrounds, it does. It doesn't surround them as a team. It surrounds their schedule. I think the schedule looks completely different now than it did. And of course, that was always going to happen, right? We're going to learn more about the teams. We're going to learn more about who's going to be the real challenge, who's not going to be a challenge. But I'd argue the Vols schedule, despite, I feel like Alabama isn't quite as scary as we thought they were going to be. I feel like Florida's not quite as scary as we thought they were going to be. Still have to go, obviously, to Gainesville. But I feel like the Mississippi States, the Arkansas, the Vanderbilts, those guys got scarier to me. Like all three of those, I'm not necessarily changing my win prediction or anything like that. But, Mississippi State just beat, Arizona State changed a lot from last year, but a college football playoff team from last year. Vanderbilt, I think, is going to go beat South Carolina this week. Arkansas has played good football to start. We'll see a little bit more about what they're about this week against Ole Miss, but I think all three of those teams look better than I thought they would at this point in the season.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
And Oklahoma is looking better.
I've seen a lot of people. That's one you're definitely going to circle here in these next few weeks. That's going to be a fun one.
Yep.
Oklahoma, though, did you see this? Every single SEC team on their schedule is ranked right now.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I mean, we'll see. Like, we get them late, and we'll see how Mateer is injury-wise by that point. I think that was the thing with Pavia.
Does he have an injury now?
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to do 19 carries in SEC contest here, that's just not. You saw.
Yeah, I don't know why they're not using that running back more that they got.
I said he was banged up and not good last year. Jay Knott, I don't know. That was one of those things where.
Well, everybody was loving him.
Yeah, because they remember 23. Because Jay Knott was, he's been in college forever, but he was really good years ago. I mean, there's a lot of tread on the tires, and he was not good. He averaged like 3.3 yards per carry last year at Cal. It's not very good. So I don't know. Maybe it turns around there a little bit, but yeah, the thing about Oklahoma that's serious is the defense. Defense was top 20 last year. I think it's top 10-ish this year. Like, their defense is going to be a problem when they come to Neyland. Like, that game has all the potential in the world of A&M Tennessee 2023, where they are just going to drag Tennessee's offense to the muck and see if they can win that way in a ground and pound style. Like that's going to be whatever the under is for the final point total in that game. Take the go under on that one because I think that has all the makings of a slot fest. But I do think that might be a night game, and I think dark mode might be in play. So that should help.
Isn't that game the day after Halloween? Isn't that November 1st?
I think so, yeah. So I think that's this year's dark mode game, which will help. I think Tennessee and fans love the dark mode unis and everything else. I will say too, we're going to talk Vanderbilt, South Carolina a little bit. The thing I would be so mad about if I'm a Vanderbilt fan is I'm just kicking myself because I'm like, if we got South Carolina at noon or 3:30, I'd be right there with you. 7:30 in Columbia is just different. Like I think
even for Vandy,
because like South Carolina, that home stadium at night, like I would still argue it's the most underrated venue in the SEC.
Pavia is going to say something too.
Yeah, I mean he's going to say something, but it's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy. Like Tennessee knows what it's like going in there under the lights. Like South Carolina home game during the day, it's kind of the same with Auburn. Like Auburn, if you go to Jordan-Hare during the day and Jordan-Hare at night, those are two completely different.
You can say that with all the stadiums.
I was going to say,
no, Tennessee is just as loud. No, Tennessee at 3:30 and Tennessee at 7:30 is just still going to be an insane atmosphere for Georgia, Tennessee.
But I feel like I'll give that stadiums.
No, some come alive.
So you
at
hate
night.
it being at 3:30?
I think Tennessee. I would like Tennessee more at 7:30.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I hate the fact we're going to Mississippi State at night.
Oh, that one's. I don't love that one at night.
We saw what they just did.
I'm right there with you. They're doing a white out.
Yeah. Tons of cowbell.
Yeah.
They don't get the cowbells during play, but still,
it's true.
Yeah. It'll be way tougher than I thought it was going to be. I did not give it enough credit because the Bulldogs look competent, and that's all they need to look.
Blake Shapen, man. If he stays healthy, but if Blake Shapen gets hurt, like which he has not been able to stay healthy for a full year.
Still don't know what Arizona State's doing at the end of that game. Why are they leaving like one-on-one coverage? Like it's crazy.
Oh yeah, Arizona State's not good. I don't think they're particularly great, to be honest. But I still think it's impressive for Mississippi State to beat them because I had no expectations for the Bulldogs this year, none. And they still have Sam Leavitt. I think missing Cam Scadamo kind of derailed the Sun Devils a little bit.
We shall see. When we come back, we'll talk some more Tennessee, Georgia, and what a former Tennessee cornerback had to say about his old team, the Tennessee Vols. Stick with us. It's a Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you, even if pills have failed. Our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same-day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini-games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the Volunteer State. Smoked daily by Pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Ethan Stone of SaturdayDownSouth.com in studio, along with Brett Hoolander and Alex Sarkis. As we continue on here, are you worried at all, Ethan Stone, when it comes to just more and more positivity when it comes to national analysts and what they think of Tennessee, Georgia this weekend? We got Joel Klatt. We got friend of the program, Aaron Murray. We've got Rick Neuheisel. It just, every day it feels like this week we're getting a new national pundit who's like, I like the Vols in this one. And it's making me more and more uneasy to see, because Kirby has made up bulletin board material, made up the rat poison stuff to get his guys motivated. The whole 7-5 stuff years ago, they won a national title off that faux disrespect. This to me just has me completely uneasy. Like, the amount of Tennessee buy-in this week is jarring, Ethan Stone. Like, we haven't seen this ever in the Hype Bowl Kirby era, but the amount of big-time people putting their name on Tennessee winning this game on Saturday continues to grow. Like, I kind of want to do a list and running tally all over the place, because it just feels like an overwhelming amount of folks believe in Tennessee over Georgia. It's just jarring.
Yeah, I don't think it's completely unwarranted, to be honest, because Georgia right now, I think it makes sense, all the storylines coming around. And I think the biggest one really is Gunnar Stockton making his first road start against a good Tennessee team in Neyland. Like, I understand Kirby's the guy to beat here. I understand it's ultimately Tennessee football versus Kirby Smart, and that's what it has been the past 8 times the Bulldogs have beaten the Vols in a row. But it just, when it comes down to it, I think there's a lot of new and young talent for the Bulldogs. I think Gunnar Stockton is going to be just a little bit in over his head. I think especially in the first half. I think this is a game where Tennessee's probably going to lead heading into halftime. It's just, how will the Vols respond to Kirby Smart when he inevitably makes the adjustments? How will they respond to? How will Gunnar Stockton respond after? Because I guarantee you that this first quarter, I think it's going to kind of hit them in the face a little bit. I think Stockton is going to struggle against this Vols defense, against Neyland. But that doesn't mean that I necessarily feel like Tennessee's going to run away with it. Like, Kirby Smart has shown me nothing to say that he's not going to be prepared for this. And that's the thing that makes me a little nervous is, I think Tennessee can win the first half. Can they hold on to it? Can they truly outlast Kirby Smart-led football program for 4 quarters? And it really doesn't matter what they've looked like to this point, because they've played Marshall and Austin Peay. And while they haven't looked fantastic in those, I believe they improved in the run game. I believe defensively they're still going to be a pretty stout unit. It's just what are they going to look like when they face off against an actual football program in Tennessee? So there's a lot of unknowns. I understand why, like you said, the media pundits are kind of going for Tennessee, because I think on paper, I think the Vols have just played better football right now. That's a little scary to say, but I think they are playing better football right now. It's just, can you beat out what Kirby Smart is going to do to prepare for this team? Are you going to be able to run the ball? Are you going to be able to control the line of scrimmage like you have not been able to against Georgia for the past, since Heupel got here?
Yeah, you make a lot of good points. I think one of the ones that is super interesting to me, and I was talking about this with Matt Green last night, was the gunner part of this is different for Tennessee, because through the first two quarterbacks Tennessee has seen in the series, I guess the closest would be Stetson in 2021, where Stetson was not a household name by the time he came in to Knoxville at that time for Tennessee, Georgia. But that was the jumping off point for Stetson Bennett in 2021, and obviously won a title and everything else. And then you look at the next year, obviously Stetson, 23-year-old guy. Carson Beck last year, 22-year-old guy. Like, guys who sat and were seasoned veterans in that scheme. Another big difference was 3 of those 4 years, you had Todd Monken versus Mike Bobo, like the best player caller in the sport versus maybe top 15. I still think people go a little bit too far Bobo, but he's definitely a downgrade from what you had in Todd Monken, who was just, he was unbelievable. Like Tennessee, or Georgia rather, I don't know if they win back-to-back national championships without Todd Monken calling plays for the Dawgs. So I do think that is something that's just that Georgia's still feeling in some capacity from the previous OC. But I think Gunner, getting him in his first road SEC start, I understand that he's played against a college football playoff team, Notre Dame. He lined up against Texas in the SEC title game. Like, he's been against some big teams, but he's never been on a road environment like Neyland Stadium. That it's going to be a checker Neyland. It's going to be extremely loud. Tennessee has scored first in the series all 4 times under Heupel. Like, they've got up to hot starts, the hottest being 2021. They were nearly up 14-0 last year on the road in Athens. It's not really about how you start in this game. It's about how you finish. But I will say, in particular, I really, really hope Banks and the defensive staff and the game plan is centered around targeting the right side of Georgia's offensive line and seeing how Gunner responds to pressure. Because Gunner, the worst thing you can do is let this young, talented quarterback settle in and just get gradually more and more confidence to pick you apart with Tennessee or with Georgia's talented receivers, talented tight ends, and backs who can catch out the backfield, like the Dwight Phillips, the Chauncey Bowens. Like, they're not the same running backs that Tennessee has been up against in recent years. Like, Georgia's backs that they're going to rotate with are smaller and faster, and like where James Cook burned you in 2021 in the passing game for the Dawgs. So for me, you cannot let Gunner settle in. It is so important for them to rattle Gunner in that first quarter, because right now there's a confidence question with him. And if you are in his face, and Aaron Carter and Edwin Spillman have knocked him down twice early on, Jordan Ross wraps him up, whatever. Joshua Joseph crushes him on a QB keeper. Like, you need to be as aggressive as possible, because you can always go back to the soft zone. You can go back to just sending 4 and like, we're going to keep everything in front of us if Zachariah Branch burns you or something when you send the house. I just think you have to see what happens there. You have to be aggressive first and then fall back if it backfires, because I think this defense can settle in a hurry for Tennessee. I don't think that you're screwed if you get burned a couple of times early by going for Gunner. The game plan in the first quarter, maybe even the first half, just has to be, we have to make life as miserable and as uncomfortable for Gunner Stockton as humanly possible, because he doesn't know what he has. Georgia doesn't know what they have in him. But if he gets confidence and he gets comfortable, it's going to be really, really hard for Tennessee to win this game.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame kind of did that perfectly.
Yeah,
and when they played him, and yes, Gunner has played. He beat Texas, right? But the game plan for Gunner, that was more Kirby Smart beating Texas than it was Gunner Stockton beating Texas. That was, okay, let's cling to some short behind the line of scrimmage throws. Let's cling to this run game and try and just grind this out against the Longhorns. That didn't work. Like, Stockton was completely unable to push the ball downfield against Notre Dame. Now, do I think that he's going to be a liability in that regard all season for Georgia? Probably not. I think he is a good enough football player that, like you say, if you allow him to settle in, I think he can beat you. I think he's a smart quarterback. But I kind of said what I said earlier, assuming exactly what you're saying, that Tennessee would pressure him. You have to do that. I agree with you completely. You cannot let Stockton get comfortable. You can't let him make Neyland and the crowd and the Tennessee defense just, whatever. I'm not even worried about that. I'm worried about finding my guys. And like you say, that's the big question mark is, will Tennessee be able to do that? And also, I think you mentioned it perfectly. What is Georgia's offensive line going to be able to do? Because once again, I say, they played Marshall and Austin Peay to start the year, and Austin Peay kind of gave him some trouble in the beginning, the offensive line. So what is Tennessee's defensive line, even if it is potentially shorthanded? What are they going to be able to do against that in the pass rush? I'm very interested to see that. Just Georgia in general, man. Like everyone always gives them the benefit of the doubt, as they should, because of Kirby and because of the team. But I just, as far as talent is concerned, I think this is one of their weaker rosters across the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, you go through Gunner's stats last year. I mean, Gunner through 2 games has been rough for Georgia. Like you're projecting with Gunner, kind of like Nico. It's like you're kind of projecting where you're like blue chip guy, really good player out of Raven, Georgia, but there's no proof of concept yet with Gunner Stockton. I mean, they had a 5-star in the building in Brock Vandegrift that people were like, oh yeah, I mean, 5-star kid, he's the next in line. He transfers to Kentucky, has a miserable year, and retires. You just don't know. Like, you don't know these guys. You don't know how it's going to work out.
Wouldn't they have just kept Carson if they didn't think? I mean, if they didn't think Gunner could play.
I mean, that's probably a totally different conversation. But I think it's more.
Well, I'm
of
just
like,
saying. I think
does Carson want to come back?
I think it was also a Carson thing that he wanted to change the scenery as well. I think it was kind of both sides there. I think Georgia was probably ready to be like, okay, we're good to move on, and Carson was like, okay, I'm definitely ready to move on.
But it's also like they weren't just said, hey, Gunner's our guy. I mean, they were sniffing around on Fernando Mendoza in the winter portal window. Like, this was not one of those deals where Georgia was just like, we're good. This was, I mean, they wanted to have some, I mean, Deshaun Purdy was someone they were in on from Charlotte. Like, they wanted options here just in case things did not go the way they anticipated. Because, I mean, that has happened at Georgia. JT Daniels did not work out, obviously, at Georgia. No, I mean, it's just, you look at Jamie Newman. Never saw him. TBD on Jamie Newman. And then what was the kid, the lefty who transferred
Fields
to Temple?
Didn't work out there.
Fields didn't work out there.
I mean, go down the list from
right. And
whoever.
There's uncertainty here. So it's not like Georgia and Gunner is a lock to figure this out. I mean, they have a talented 4-star behind him in Puglisi, who has a cannon, like a rocket launcher for an arm, but we'll see if he gets in there. But I will say, like, you look at the big games that Gunner was in last year. He was thrown into the mix against Texas. I mean, 12-16, 71 yards, no TDs, 1 pick. Average 4.4 yards per attempt.
Right or no?
Yeah, he did, because I think he put his head down.
He got purely game managing.
Yes,
purely.
Well, I mean, he got thrown in.
Yeah,
but there wasn't much of a game plan for him.
Yeah, you can hardly even count it.
He had to come back and win that game.
Right, but I mean, he did not wow you through the air.
Yeah,
he's been in bigger situations than our guy.
Yeah,
by a long shot.
Yeah, I mean, Aguilar has been at Clemson's a tough situation.
We're just ignoring the Tennessee side of things this whole week.
Yeah.
There's no conversation on our side. It's what's Gunner going to do in the environment? What's Nealon going to be like?
Yeah.
What's Kirby going to do? That's the talk right now. Yeah. That's scary.
I personally
because I think we have as many questions as they do, if not more.
I personally love it if I'm Georgia. Like, I love this.
Oh God, this is the worst
Kirby,
thing ever.
I mean, this
right
is
now.
Yeah, I agree with Brett. I mean, if you're Georgia right now, this is everything you want. You got game day coming. You have all the rat poison. I mean, this is exactly what you want. And I just think, I think that first quarter, I agree with Ethan. I think you're going to see Gunner Stockton feel it. But like Chase said, your fear is that he settles in. I think there's a chance that happens. And I think, how much are they going to, utilize running the ball compared to him throwing? That's the question. But I absolutely love this if I'm Georgia right now.
I don't disagree. Yeah. Like, this just makes me uneasy. I'll go ahead and tell y'all on this very show. I made the pick last night. I have Georgia winning this game.
I think that's. I think that's the easy pick.
History's on your side.
Yeah.
I think where this game will come down to for me, then we'll go to break. If we look in the box score after this game and Miles Kitselman leads Tennessee in receiving, Tennessee's got no chance. If Tennessee does not have a 60-plus yard touchdown pass through the air, Tennessee is not winning this football game. That is part of what you have to do. You are not going to have four drives in this game where Tennessee drives down the field and scores touchdowns, like to get to 28. That's not going to happen against this Georgia defense. It's not going to happen. They are going to have some drives, or maybe even a punt return touchdown from Boo Carter. Like, you are going to need some chunk play touchdowns. Like there is no
the one thing we haven't done in this series.
Exactly. So until
you want the one thing because they're just going to sit back. They're not going to give up that.
Right. Like Tennessee can beat Oklahoma playing that way.
Yeah.
That you can't beat Georgia playing this way. You have to have.
They're going to make us play that way.
Exactly. And you are not going to. I'm not asking you to have Jalen Hyatt 5 touchdowns against Bama in 22.
No.
But Braylon needs one 65-yard touchdown catch, or Mike Matthews, or even Chris Brazzell. Like, you are not going to win this football game unless Tennessee's receivers win on the perimeter enough to give Joey Aguilar a chance to get them the ball and make plays down the field.
Which can't be one-dimensional as well.
Well, not even just one-dimensional, but you can't only be able to score from long drives because it's not sustainable against Georgia.
Do you accept a long 60-yard run? Like as a big play? Like
yeah, I mean, you had that against...
You're just saying you want a big explosive play.
I'm not even saying one. I think you need 2 to 3 to feel comfortable. And I'm talking about the end up with touchdowns.
And do you think that happens?
No.
Okay. So what was your score?
I think I had 23-17.
Okay.
23-17. I think it's going to be close. I think this is going to be the closest Tennessee-Georgia game we've seen to this point. And I think it's going to be a game in the fourth quarter for the first time in this series.
What was last year?
Huh?
What was last year?
Tennessee didn't score in the second half.
I know, but it was a 1-score game in the fourth quarter.
Right, but no one. Come on. No, come on. With all due respect, you were winning the game when you got.
I felt like we had I still think we had a better chance last year than we have this year.
I think just at home, the home part of it does matter. Like Tennessee has lost one home game in 3 years.
We also played better against them down there.
I don't disagree.
Up here.
But part of what you saw last year is Georgia is not stacking the same amount of body. Like they are not as deep as they were in 21 and 22. So. Like Tennessee is also closer, I think, and that's something you saw last year.
Well, the hard thing also the time of this game. Like years past, we've known 6-7 games in what Georgia is, what we are. The unknown of this is something.
I think that helps Tennessee more than Georgia. I think this helps Tennessee more than Georgia.
But everybody's saying they're playing bad, that you should win.
That's well, no, good. I was saying is like the fact that Tennessee is getting Georgia with uncertainty on their offensive line. They played 17 offensive linemen through 2 weeks. Like, they have uncertainty there. They have uncertainty at quarterback. Like, they have...
You rotate guys in those first 2 games, though, don't you?
No, I mean, they've been banged up. And some guys have just been bad. So, like, Jaw Jackson, the big guy
they were banged up last year, and they whooped our tail up front.
Okay, Brett. Okay. I'm trying. Like, I'm the guy who picked Georgia to win, and Brett's making me...
You know who I'm picking. You've been figured it out.
I don't have to ask you. No listener is wondering about where Brett Hoolander stands on this game. There's not one person in East Tennessee that is unfamiliar.
People get fired up when I get a little fire under my belt.
I know. I got it. I think it's fire in your belly, by the way.
Whatever, man. Sorry. Farragut's got a big soccer game tonight. I got that on my mind, too.
There you go. All right. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation on Tennessee, Georgia.
I'll mute my mic.
We didn't ask that, man. Come on, Brett.
I wasn't really going to do it.
Oh, well, okay. So we'll be back with more right after this. Stick with us to Chase right here on Fan Run Radio and Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the sports humans.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys, and we cover college football like no one else.
Each week we preview all the big games in college football, and we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Hey, Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, 0 carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game.
This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Merritt Garage Doors and Services has been serving the East Tennessee community since 1963. At Merritt, quite simply, the customer comes first. Their door specialists will not try to needlessly upsell you because they are not commission-based like other places. This allows them to focus on your needs and not their pockets. They offer a range of beautiful garage doors in a variety of styles to suit the architecture of your home, and they will supply and install a wide range of garage door openers and accessories to take your garage door to the next level. To request a quote or schedule a service repair call, visit merrittgaragedoor.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill, all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always stream for free on that Fan Run Radio app. During the break, Ethan and I were talking about, like, just do we wish we could transport potentially some of last year's team to this year's team? Would we feel better about Tennessee, Georgia on Saturday? I kind of go forward where Tristan Keys as a plug-and-play guy on the outside versus Dalen Everett or Daniel Harris, that I feel pretty good about. Like, if you have a trio next year of, let's say, Keys, Mike, and Braylon, and Mike and Braylon are in year 3, and Tennessee's weight and conditioning program, and Tristan Keys is I'm not saying he's going to be Jeremiah Smith and or Cam Coleman or Ryan Williams, but those 3 were the only 3 5-stars in their class, and they all produced for their teams, 2 of which in the SEC, right out of the gate. I think that is one where I'm like, oh, I might take them to win on the outside, especially at home. Like, I think they could really match up and cause a lot of problems for Georgia's secondary there. This year, it's still, for me, like, that's the thing, is like, I just have not seen Tennessee's receivers win the physicality game. I mean, they had 22 to do anything, to win on the road when you had the number 1 team in the country with that offense. Hyatt, Tillman.
But you said for this year so far. Right?
For this year, yeah. And they haven't had to this year. And doesn't mean they can't. But it's asking a lot of these 19-year-olds and Mike and Braylon to be able to handle this. And Chris Brazzell, I mean, he has a great first step. Like, he's good off the line. But how is he going to deal?
But Georgia had big corners in 22. Keely Ringo.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, he's huge.
I mean, Dalen Everett's an NFL corner.
Oh, yeah.
He's on one side. And then you have
big.
Robinson, the 5-star kid, and you have Daniel Harris.
KJ Bolden back there. I mean, they're good.
So they got dudes who are going to push you around. Like, they are going to see how you handle. They're going to see how you handle physicality.
I'd feel better if simply McCoy and Gibson were out there. I mean, it's as simple as that. Or if you want to pick somebody from previous, Norman Lott,
Norman Lott,
like a defensive tackle, like you need that because Moy's questionable. Like, how healthy is he? Is he going to give you snaps? I mean, Hobbs is out, so you
Hobbs I think is more important. Hobbs is more important in this game than
just
Moy.
Somebody you guys said that you would wish was on this team that you had last year, and obviously you don't have McCoy in this game. You don't have Gibson. You don't have Norman Lott. So, I mean, I'd feel a lot more comfortable than having our young secondary trying to guard some pretty good skill positions out there, things like that, especially if you're going to leave one-on-one because you're talking about blitzing, and that means leaving guys one-on-one. So can they hold up, if your blitz doesn't get there?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think I want to see who the starting lineup is. I wonder if they're really going to do McMurray still at star and Ty Redmond on one side along with Colton Hood on the other, because that's bold, man, against this Georgia, because Georgia receivers are legit. Like, they have dudes. Gunner has not been able to get them the ball, but they spent big in the portal, and they recruited strong in the portal. Like Georgia's got a lot of options at receiver.
They're tired of drops.
Yeah, and they have the tight ends who burned you and crushed you last year.
Yeah, they do.
So Arion's got to have his best game. I'm worried about T-Lander in space. I'm worried about how that's going to work with him. He's someone who I think you need Edwin Spillman to get a lot more snaps than T-Lander in this game. I think T-Lander, early downs, obvious rush situations, you have T-Lander in there. T-Lander, it's just kind of one of those, like the last couple of years, you had Jalen Smith, who just was in over his head. It felt
I
like
was excited about him out of high school.
Grayson.
Yeah.
Starting for Mississippi State now. But Elijah Herring starting for Florida State now.
Yeah.
But he really struggled 2 years ago.
He did.
Both was after the Keenan Pili, where it's just, you notice the difference between Keenan Pili and Arion Carter versus Keenan Pili going from him to Jalen and Elijah. And I think T-Lander's kind of in that same mold, where it's just the talent difference is obvious between Spillman and T-Lander. T-Lander's still a good player, but I do think this needs to be a big Spillman and Carter snaps together type deal on Saturday. And that's something that you're going to have to clean up, because it's just so weird, because Brock Bowers never crushed Georgia or Tennessee in this series. Like Tennessee did a good job against Brock Bowers, especially I think the last meeting. They really shut him down, if I remember correctly. It was either 22 or 23 was the better one. Maybe 22 was the better one, where they really took him out of the game. But either way, 24, it was Delp and Lawson. And I just kind of wonder, is that a part of it again? Does Tennessee not have anything for them over the middle, or is it the guys on the outside? Is it Colby Young and Noah Thomas that really challenge them? Because I'm really excited to see what Branch versus Boo Carter potentially looks like in the slot, because I think that's what you have to do. You can't put McMurray, I think, on Zachariah Branch. I think you have to have your best athlete against their best athlete. And I'd be curious. Boo Carter's got to play a bunch in this game. I think that's going to be really important. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting matchups. But again, Tennessee just doesn't give up big plays through the air. Some people are like worried about Zachariah Branch. I'm like, I kind of need to see it to believe it. Tennessee does not give up big passing plays through the air. It just doesn't happen. Like they do. Tim Banks' scheme does not allow that to happen. They were the only.
It's going to be more quick and then running after the catch.
No, but I'm saying
Branch.
It hasn't happened though. Like Tennessee literally did not give up a passing play of 40 plus yards last year.
Yeah.
Like they just don't do it. So until that changes, it's kind of like with me with Tennessee receivers versus Georgia secondary. Until they prove they can handle the physicality and getting held and grabbed and everything else and making plays, I'm still going to err on the side of like, I don't think that's going to happen. So until that does flip, that's kind of where I'm at. So I don't worry about the secondary as much, because if your offensive line, your defensive front, and your talented linebackers can get home enough and put enough pressure, that you help that back end a whole lot. So to me, that's more of an issue for me, is the front seven needs to play extremely well to help the back end. But I also just think Banks is really good at limiting big chunk plays through the air.
Yeah, I think you have bigger problems if the pass rush isn't getting there, because like I said earlier, I think a major part of this game is Neyland, and I think a major part of this game is going to be how early and often Tennessee pressures Gunnar Stockton, because ultimately I think that's his weak point. I think he's new. I think he will have a tendency maybe not to make mistakes, but not to be able to get the ball out and to challenge Ty Redmond, who has played fantastic up to this point, but is still a true freshman going against a good Georgia receiver core. But I'd be inclined to believe, to agree with you there, Chase, because I just don't think that's going to be as much of a problem. I think if Tennessee can't get a pass rush, I think Stockton is going to be able to find the people. Like, I don't think that's necessarily going to be a problem. I don't know how it's going to come to fruition. I don't know if it's going to be a chunk player or what it's going to be, but I do believe that Stockton will find the people. I believe he's smart enough, and he's shown that part of his game enough already. It's just, can you let that develop enough? And I think, and kind of like we've been talking about, it's uncertain really, because Georgia's played two kind of patsy teams early, but I think Tennessee should have the ability to dominate the line of scrimmage in that regard. I have not seen a lot from Georgia's offensive line. I think Carter could feast in this game in general, but that is the more important of the two. I would rather have a pass rush than a lockdown secondary, because the pass rush helps the secondary.
I think, speaking of the secondary, I wanted to bring this up. So former Tennessee cornerback Deshaun Rucker, now South Florida starting corner, has been there with Alex Golesh for a couple of years now. He said something really interesting this week, and I kind of hope this is played. You know how like Kirby is just playing all of this Tennessee positive coverage this week? I hope Deshaun Rucker's quote is being emphasized by Josh Heupel and the staff from today onward, because it's super important. And even if you don't don't get in your feels, Tennessee fans, like this is one of those things where I'm like, I think it's interesting because he's a former player. He saw it firsthand. Whether or not he played was a big factor in Tennessee. He still saw it. And he's playing on a really good team right now and deserves the benefit of the doubt in Rucker. So here's what he said, quote, I think that's where a lot of teams mess up with a lot of distractions. I think being at my last school, in parentheses, Tennessee, I think that was a big issue here as well. Just having all that spotlight, whether it's college game day or just having a lot of people talk about your name, it feels good. And that's where it messes you up. Once you get that feel good, you just start to settle and kind of think you've arrived. But we've all harped on that we haven't arrived yet. We've still got a lot to prove. We haven't done we haven't even done conference play. So we still got a lot to attack this year. So he's talking about the second half just for South Florida's side of things. That is imperative. Like that is something that Heupel and his staff have to do an excellent job at. Like part of Heupel being a CEO coach now, and you can't just call plays. Like you've got to make sure your guys, like Philip Fulmer was really good at this. Cody McClure made a good point about that this morning on Talk Sports, is like, that is something Fulmer did really well. Like Kirby obviously does it extremely well. Nick Saban did it extremely well. You can't have a Billy Napier situation with South Florida at home. And I'm not comparing South Florida to Georgia. I'm just saying like you can't just like, oh, we're doing well, because Florida didn't give up a point against their FCS team in week 1. So they were probably feeling really good. They're like, all right, we're going to be all right. We got the best quarterback potentially in the country in DJ Lagway. We can coast here. We can just beat South Florida. Tennessee, they could see all the stuff, like all the players on all social. They're just seeing all these analysts pick Tennessee, and they're feeling pretty good. They're like, hey, we should win this game. We're actually the favorites. Like we're better than Georgia. It's like, no, let's just we need some adversity in this game. You need to feel like we still have a lot to prove, that we haven't proven anything. Like, yeah, these guys can pick us to win this game outright, but we have gotten our tails whipped in the second half the last 2 years. Like there's all kinds of stuff that you could point to. You're like, hey, like this stuff doesn't matter. But I do think it's on the staff and the leaders on this team, the Arian Carters, the Miles Kitselmans, and everybody else, that they have to stay in these young guys' years. Who, if you're Ty Redmond, you're seeing the great PFF stats. If you're Jesse Perry, you're seeing the great PFF stats. You're Edwin Spillman, whoever, like they are getting a lot of praise. Nathan Robinson getting a lot of praise for the first time, and rightfully so. Like they're having really good starts of the year, being like, hey, let's calm down. Like let's just 1 week at a time. The only person I'm not worried is Colton Hood, because I think that dude's going to take every snap seriously. And Shump made a great point. Best celebration in college football is Colton Hood with
fantastic.
It's great. It's great stuff from Colton Hood. But I think it's important. So I think Rucker, I hope that is picked up by our Tennessee staff and just drilled into all the players this week that like, hey, that's great. It shows where we're growing as a program. That's all nice, but that is not how we have to go into this game. We need to go into it that, hey, Georgia has whipped our tail there 2 times here under my administration. We've got so much to prove in this one. They don't have anything to prove. It's for us.
The bad part is it feels a little bit like last year, but in the fact that Georgia felt disrespected coming out of that Ole Miss game. Everybody was loving us going into Georgia last year.
Yes.
That was the talk, and that's kind of the talk again this year. But then also you got the game day side of things. Like Aguilar is going to be featured on a lot of things come Saturday. He's getting pulled aside for interviews.
Yeah.
Parents are doing interviews with Nakos and different things like this. Is a limelight he's never seen.
Sure.
And he's going to be a key guy in this game. And you don't have hardly anybody on this roster from that 22 team that experienced game day and this big atmosphere like this for the most part. So the distractions part is a big thing. McAfee's going to be here. Like there's huge distractions going on campus right now. So how do you manage all that?
I mean, if they win this game and Aguilar's good, I mean, just you talk about just how different everything's going to feel.
I mean, it's already changed for him.
And I don't like it. And I don't like it. Like, I just think we have done.
Seem to love it.
I know, but I'm just like, can we give it one more week? And I just think we have done so much so soon. Where
well, it's hard when Nico's sucking, and then you see Aguilar.
I mean, Nico was good in the second half against UNLV.
I mean, I agree,
but yeah, and again, and the whole thing with that is, it's a terrible situation. Like we're not going to get a real tell on what Nico is as a quarterback at this point, because I mean the team around him is awful. Like UCLA is maybe the worst team in the Big Ten this year. So it's like
Nico's the same thing as Aguilar this time last year.
Right, 120 points last year. The offense did against the ACC and FCS school. We did 117 this week.
Yeah,
it does feel different. I understand the vibe feels different, but I would just hold off. There's just been so much. And I'm like, all right, can we see Aguilar against pressure? He has been unpressured in 78% of his dropbacks at this point. No picks.
Nico's like 70% pressured.
Yeah, and it's like, can we see? Like, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but let's all take a breather. And we can't. Like, that's also just not their fault. And it's not anybody's, because it's just not the age we live in. Like, constant content, constant reactions and interviews and everything else. So it's just, you're constantly bombarded with this stuff. But I'm like, man, I really, really wish we could hold the Aguilar stuff back a little bit longer.
It's simple as Florida had won last week. Game day's probably at LSU.
Yeah.
They're not here. So that
true
changed things dramatically in, a night. You know, it changed in one night. That's how quick things flip.
I want it to be great for Aguilar on Saturday. I want it to be awesome. I don't love the lead up to this game. Everything about the lead up scares me about this game. There's just so much positivity and there's just so much crowning here. And I'm like, Georgia's got a better defense than they had the last 2 years. Like, Georgia's front seven is loaded.
Yeah.
Chris Cole is going to be all over Joey Aguilar at linebacker. Raylan Wilson, another 5-star guy. Jordan Hall's healthy in the interior. Elijah Griffin. Like, they got dudes.
Is Mondon still there?
No.
Okay.
Smile Mondon, yeah, no. Chris Cole, Raylan Wilson, like, they're linebackers. I mean, they have some of the best linebackers they've ever had under Kirby. They're young. They're feisty. Like, they're going to be... This defense is going to be very, very challenging for this Tennessee offense. But I think this is the best offensive line Tennessee's had since 22. So feel good there. But again, that's why I wanted to wait. Can we see what happens at home against Georgia? And we can't, because now everything is just all ball all the time. And I'm like, I appreciate it, but it scares the what out of me on Saturday, because there's just so much hype and it's against an FCS team and bottom tier ACC team this year.
I just think Tennessee has such a opportunity to be the aggressor, though. I mean, you have the home atmosphere. I mean, that whole stadium's probably hoping that Georgia takes the ball first and you get that defense out there. And I think Tennessee just needs to be relentless pressure-wise. I mean, I think, like Ethan said, you got to help that secondary out by getting to Gunner. And, if people think that the Georgia offensive line is as weak as it is, then they should be able to get that pressure. And, I mean, is that the X factor in this game? I don't know, but it's going to certainly help the chances. And I think hype helps you on defense. I don't know if it helps you on offense, but I think this kind of hype would help me if I was playing on Tennessee's defense right now.
Yeah. When we come back, we'll continue the Tennessee-Georgia conversation and a whole lot more with Ethan Stone of SaturdayDownSouth.com in studio with us on this Thursday. Stick with us to Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always stream for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. Fan Run Radio.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court-martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is their mission. Here's VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's the Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. It's kicking off hour number 2 with Ethan Stone of SaturdayDownSouth.com in studio with us on this fine Thursday afternoon. Ethan, before we dive into some more Tennessee stuff here, I got to give this to Brett. You know how Brett's been very upset about the Savion Hyder choice to go to Michigan over Tennessee.
I'm sure he's regretting it too.
Oh, well, I don't think so. Justice Haynes.
Did he not watch Michigan?
Did you watch Justice Haynes through 2 weeks? He's been one of the best running backs in college.
He's been great.
Justice Haynes, it's pretty good.
Enjoy your time.
Zach Charbonnet's doing pretty well.
I've moved on.
Okay.
Tristan Keys, let's go.
Okay, are you moving on?
He's a UT. He's committed.
But he's not playing running back.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Well, the reason I bring this up, have you checked in on Legend Bay and what he's putting up stat-wise at his high school right now? Tennessee commit 3-star, 4-star, depending on who you look at. Commit.
I have not. What has he done so far?
You're going to love this. From Go Vols 247, friend of the program, Ryan Callahan's piece when he highlighted all the different stats from this past week for Tennessee commits.
Okay.
Bay rushed for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 8 carries and completed 4 of 11 passes for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead North Forney to a 55-10 home victory Friday night.
He's a quarterback for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think quarterback's in his future.
He's an athlete, right?
He's an athlete, but 8 carries, 144 yards.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's not 16 on 328.
I don't think he's a receiver at this. I think he is a sneaky guy that we put into this scheme where it's like what we want from Boo Carter offensively. You just
How
bring.
big is he?
He's not big at all. He's like 5'9". I want to say
he's tiny. Oh, he's tiny. He's
but I think he's more built.
Size.
But I think he's bigger than like a Squirrel White. I think he's height wise close, but I think he's a lot.
Looks built 5'10", 0.5, 175 on 247.
Oh, he's small.
Yeah. And I don't know about that 5'10".
Yeah, he's probably bigger now.
But he's But you're still going to win that battle against Texas A&M down the stretch here. Yeah. But to me, I look at that and I'm like, I just feel like he could be the Swiss Army knife back that Tennessee has not had full time in the Heupel offense. Like he's just he's twitchy. He's got wiggle back there. You're not sure. You have 4 receivers committed in this class anyway, or 3, even if you move him to running back full time. I bring him in as a running back. You kind of did this with Cam Seldon a couple of years ago. It didn't go well, but Cam's a different kind of athlete. Like Legend Bay is playing quarterback at this level. Cam was running back, receiver, all over the place. This is a little bit different, and Legend is got more wiggle, just a different kind of athlete. And one of the biggest things about me with Boo Carter on offense, and you saw in this punt returns, like it hasn't been a mistake yet, but Boo Carter not playing offensive snaps or having some possessions, I still think is kind of silly, especially when things get tight in the red zone. But neither here nor there.
You know what's frustrating is watching Dylan Sampson on Sunday. How many catches did he have out of the backfield? Did he have like 8, 7?
Hold on. You were frustrated watching Dylan Sampson
because we didn't do that with him.
He won SEC Offensive Player of the Year.
The ball, but just think if he could have done even more. We needed something else in the passing game.
Out of everything last season for Tennessee football,
I'm just saying 8 catches.
He
was electric Sampson? For the Browns. He was their best player on offense on Sunday.
And this is somehow a negative. Touches? Why is this a negative?
Because I want the running backs involved in all aspects.
I mean, Star Thomas has a receiving touchdown in this game and this season.
I'm just saying, I was excited. I was like, where was that
You weren't excited. You were mad.
Okay, but I'm just saying 8 catches out of the backfield for Dylan Sampson.
I'm happy for him. Are you going after Dylan Sampson?
No, I'm saying I wanted to see more of that last year.
Why? He was SEC Offensive Player of the Year.
I know, but he could have been even more.
What more do you want? Double SEC Offensive Player of the Year?
I wanted the backfield out of the backfield. It was so vanilla, our offense last year. It was hit or miss, handing the ball. Let's get him out outside in the screen game like the Browns were doing. The Browns are terrible.
Dylan Sampson, that was the least of our problems last year. We didn't have we had
running
no right
the ball,
tackle.
I know, but just think if he was coming out of the backfield, what Travion Henderson and Judkins were doing us to in that playoff game.
No, what I was thinking of was Chris Brazzell doing something on the outside and being reliable. What I was thinking was Chaz Nimrod doing things. Squirrel White being healthy at slot. Like all kinds of other things.
Okay.
Before I was going, man, we really should have thrown the ball to Dylan Sampson more.
I'm just saying it would have helped the pass game last year.
Oh my gosh. This was supposed to be a positive start to this segment.
I know. Okay, go. Sorry.
Legend Bay could be your running back this cycle. You might end up liking Legend Bay.
I love Legend. I'm a big Legend fan. I Am Legend. Love the movie.
I don't know about that. I can't go there. Did you really love I Am Legend?
I did, yeah. It was sad about the dog, though, in that movie.
It was sad about the dog.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. Get you and Ethan, go.
Okay. Ethan,
I thought I was doing something good. Ethan's a Browns guy, so I was like,
he's not a Browns guy. He's a Bears guy.
Bears guy.
It's right there.
He had a Browns hat on. I
will say the hats can throw me off.
I've had a Browns hat on.
Yeah.
I believe it was maybe even last week. I don't know.
It was
he probably wants to be a Browns guy after watching the Bears. I don't know.
I don't think anyone wants to be a Browns guy.
Nobody wants
Don't
to be
get
a
me
Browns.
started on
They held
Chicago.
the
I'm not even going to start.
Bengals to 7 yards. That was pretty good.
Okay. Maybe another Sarkis family member because we've got the Ravens in there.
yeah.
Maybe someone jives into the Browns.
No, we don't mess with Cleveland.
Okay. There are rules in the fandom in the AFC North household for the Sarkis family.
Yeah, it is the AFC North household.
Baltimore Ravens is what is we don't love it, but we'll accept it.
We hate it. I mean, that's our biggest rival, but that's here nor there.
It's great stuff. Oh my gosh, Brett. Like, let's give Brett time to settle down here, Ethan. Unbelievable. Like, I go in with good intentions here, trying to like lift his spirits.
I couldn't believe you went that route.
And I mean, what, the positive route?
No, that he could play running back at that size.
I mean, that's what I think he's naturally the best at. Like, I think he's a naturally should. I don't know if his body can hold up getting a lot of snaps at receivers. But if you use him,
you want to hand him the ball off?
5 to 7 snaps a game in the backfield. Yeah.
Okay.
Gadget guy.
We'll see.
Wildcat.
Go for it.
I don't know. Athlete. Try it out. Okay, Brett.
I'd say I'd wanted to use him like a Cordero Patterson, but he's 5'10", 175 pounds. Like that's
Jalen Hurd.
You got to get him to that size. If you can condition him, I feel like he's a Cordero Patterson. He's shifty. He moves a lot like him. I mean, honestly, the first thing, and this isn't the same player as Cordero Patterson, but before I realized that he was 5'10", 175, when I saw that he committed however long ago it was, first thing I thought was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not crazy to say that. He's a crazy athlete. If you can get him conditioned, if you can get him to that size, I absolutely think he could be a running back. It's just, can you get him there?
I would try it. That's where I would try him first. I think you're going to be sneaky okay at receiver, especially in this class. His sophomore stats, he ran 100 meter 10.7 at 10.98. He's a track guy, 4x200, super speedy.
Yep.
I don't know. I think you might be okay with young wide receivers, and especially in the slot with Dodson, with Tyreek King coming in here next year. I think you're okay in that spot because he can only really play the slot with
you
this
got
size.
Staley back.
You got Staley. Well, we'll see. Staley and Matthews. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. And because I think that's the whole thing with receiver is it's really hard to keep everybody happy at receiver and corner. Like you saw Jordan Matthews left this past cycle at corner, and so did Christian Charles or who's the other kid who went to? He's now at App State. The number one player in Kentucky we added a couple years ago. I cannot remember. I'm blanking on his name.
The corner?
Christian Conyer.
Yeah.
Playing both. So there's been guys, it's just hard to keep a bunch of corners happy because you don't rotate a lot there and you don't rotate a lot at receiver. Like that's one of those. When you find your three, the best teams play their three. Like you don't want to have just a lot of different bodies. It's not like defensive line. Like you don't want to rotate all that much. So I just think it's hard to keep all these guys happy. And I think with so much young talent in that room, you need some vets. Like this cannot just be a bunch of fresh like this year. Like you need to add at least one guy. Because I mean, who knows with Brazzell for one more year, but you need some vets in the room. And I just think, I don't know. It's just going to be like I just think it's going to be really hard for me to see that every one of these young receivers is back next year.
Yeah.
just a log jam of talent. And
Well,
other guys,
it seems like to you, there's only really going to be 2 spots because you've already marked in Key.
Keys if Keys is here, he's starting.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, like it's kind of the David Sanders thing where you bring him in. It's like, sorry, man, like you're a big time NIL addition and everything else, and you are a ready to go guy. Like that's the billing here with Tristan Keys, David Sanders. Like you're a ready to go guy. Like we got to put you in, man. Like you're one of the biggest pieces to our puzzle, and just with Ross, you can't have that much talent and part of your salary cap on the bench. Like I just think Tristan Keys would be a stunner and a bad omen if he's not starting out of the gate for Tennessee next year.
I think a lot of this also has to do with how Rad Jackson and Travis Smith develop.
Yeah.
Because I think, I can't remember if you said it here on the podcast, Chase, about Mike Matthews being the guy that you think could potentially be out the door in this scenario, right?
I mean, he almost left this past cycle. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, my prediction, I think you and I have talked about this, is like one of the two between Staley and Mike is not back next year. Like whoever has the lesser year here, I think is probably not back. Who doesn't show enough?
When you first said it, my knee-jerk reaction to that was that I didn't agree, but I agree. I think after thinking about it some more, I think you're right, because ultimately, I mean, I've been banging the Rodarius Jackson drum for a while now, but I think both he and Travis Smith are very talented players. I think Keys is going to play immediately, like you say. I think Braylon Staley has started the year really well. Obviously, we have to see where that goes, but I've liked what I've seen from him so far. I think there's a potential, if he keeps going like this, he could be Tennessee's best receiver this season. So I think that's a perfectly fair take, because Matthews really had a good game against DTSU, but he's got to show it against the big dogs. He's got to show it against the SEC as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say the caveat probably is like if Matthews and Staley both just ball out all year, then maybe they're both back. Like they both really shine. I have a hard time believing that's how it goes with these two redshirt freshmen. And right now, Staley's leader in the clubhouse. Like, and you're also thinner at slot. Like you have less options there. I think Staley could be potentially more valuable to Tennessee over the next 2 years. So I don't know. Landon Kelly in the chat here on youtube.com/fanrunsports, he dropped in here. People said Devin A-Chain was too small too.
True.
Texas A&M guy who Tennessee is beaten out here for Legend Bay here. I just think he's a running back. I think you try him. It doesn't mean I think he's like a 20 carry guy, like a Dylan Sampson in the second half. But do I think he's someone who could be a 5 to 7 carry guy at Tennessee and still be extremely valuable and use him in different ways? Yes.
Somebody explosive, you got to find a spot for him.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
And it's not that question where it's like, I'm still not convinced that Boo Carter was not better off starting on offense for Tennessee. Just, is he more valuable? Because, I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of Boo Carter elite star play yet. He's a good player there, but it's kind of one of those where, are we sure he's not meant to be like, or at the next level, he's not a receiver? Like, he's not someone you can move around, and he's someone in the slot that just really, really thrives for a team, because you just can't, there's nothing you can do with Boo Carter over the middle and just his playmaking ability with the ball in his hands. Like,
you know, someone I just figured out. And
yes.
This is, I promise I'm not trying to tie this to Chicago. Boo Carter reminds me a lot of DJ Moore, now that I think about it. They are incredibly similar players. I had never made that connection before, but I think, because you say that, because I agree with you. I don't think he's done particularly well at Star. I mean, it's unfortunate to say it, but he just has not performed at the level that I thought he would. Whereas, you know, those punt returns, seeing how shifty he is, how do you get that on the offensive side of the football? And, you know, maybe it's coming, right? Maybe off-season shenanigans had a little bit to do with that. Maybe it's coming. Who knows? But seeing how he can move with the football in his hands, it's exactly like DJ Moore. That's his biggest skill set. The biggest thing that he's scary for is once he gets the ball in his hands, he's going to add 10 more yards immediately. And I wonder if, you know, Carter's a little smaller, but I wonder if he'd be of a similar kind of kickstart to Tennessee's offense if he does ever make it, you know, onto that side of the ball and see legitimate minutes there.
DJ Moore ran the ball the other night.
Yeah,
he was lined up in the backfield, and they handed it to him.
Yeah.
It was like backup running back.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
I mean,
they lined up Burden, I think, a couple of times. They didn't give him the ball, but he was back there.
Burden didn't.
I don't even know why they didn't play him at all.
Burden didn't play hardly at all. And I promise I'm not going to hijack this and turn this into a Bears thing. But DJ Moore, he loves having the football in his hands. And you know, all respect, well, maybe not all respect to Caleb Williams anymore, but he's not getting him the ball exactly. So they have to find ways to get him involved. And that's how I think Tennessee should do with Boo Carter, because we've seen what he can do. We've seen the shiftiness. Like, he is fantastic with the football in his hands. I just want to see if they'll ever utilize that at any point.
Yeah, Boo is like, what's crazy is if I could, we'll never get an answer to this, but I would love to get true serum from Heupel and his staff where it's like, look, I want to ask this question straight up and know that I'm going to get an honest answer here. And maybe even ask the whole staff this. Is there some part of you that thinks Boo Carter's best traits make him a receiver and we should have just pushed him towards receiver, and Mike is a safety? And like maybe Mike should have been the star and Boo Carter should have been the receiver for Tennessee. I kind of wonder if that's one where both guys, these two, because I think what's interesting is those are your two best athletes and the two guys with the most amount of wiggle. But there was questions. Like Mike was a great secondary player at my alma mater, Parkview, back in the home state. So he played both ways, but he was a really good defensive player. And there were some schools that liked him more on defense. Boo did everything offensively at Bradley Central, and he played both ways too. But you just see, like on Saturday, like what he does with the ball in his hands on punt returns and everything else. It's like, are you just keeping a Ferrari in the garage when it comes to Boo Carter offensively? And then the whole deal is like, is Mike someone who wants to be a receiver, but it's like, you might just be a better secondary guy. Like that might be more of your deal, because we'll see. He's a crazy athlete, and I'm rooting for Mike, but I do kind of wonder if both guys are playing the wrong position on the wrong side of the field.
What do you think it's going to take for them to get Boo involved on offense? And
nothing. It's over. Like there's no chance.
It's just, like you said, Chase. Yeah. It's like you're keeping a Ferrari in the garage. That's what it feels like. You watch his punt returns. And it's not just one punt return. It's every punt return. He's making three guys miss. It's unbelievable. And I think who knows how this season's going to go. But we might look back on this and say, hey, Boo Carter is a guy that should have been involved in this offense, because he's the best athlete on the team.
Not even just should have been involved. Like my whole thing is like, I just wonder if you should have, like when he got to campus, like, hey, we understand you want to play star, but like if that's what you want to do, like we think you're a receiver, and that's where you could be just a devastating player where people just cannot tackle you.
It's devastating. That's the word. It's literally devastating. And it's, it's very interesting.
What if you just run him out there and just decoy? You don't have to give him the ball.
No, I want him to have the ball.
No, but I'm just saying, like, Kirby's going to be, oh, there's Boo. Let's watch him. And then you can just sneak somebody out.
Yeah, that's another thing.
You run him in motion.
Yeah.
I
can't say I don't think
he's going to get a chance to return a punt.
Wait, you don't think Boo's going to...
He's going to be back there, but they're in their punter, like All-American.
Dorson's good, but no, Boo's going to return some punts. Boo's going to get some opportunities. Okay. He almost housed one last year against Georgia.
I think he would take matters into his own hands no matter where he is in the field anyway.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's just the kind of guy he is.
Great player.
What?
Boo Carter.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to drive me nuts. If he goes somewhere else next year and he plays receiver, it's
one of those situations. Yeah.
It's the meme will be the Ferrari in the car.
Yeah.
The drive in that, in the porch.
You got to move on at that point.
Yeah, that's one where I think Tennessee fans will be interesting to see the reactions, because they are really, really keeping up with Nico and what's going on there week over week.
Boo and Boo gone.
I know. And I'm wondering what the reaction is, because if Boo goes to some of the places we suspect he might go, if he does transfer, if that does happen, I think Boo Carter's going to play both ways probably. And Boo Carter's probably going to I'm not betting against Boo Carter in this next spot. Because I feel like more opportunity will be there for him offensively. And at that point, I'm like, I wonder what fans say. We're like, what were we doing? Not just letting him do as much. Because ultimately, we are not in the amateur game anymore. We are in a professionalization of this sport, especially in the Power 2 and the SEC. Guys are making money. It's just at a certain point, you're like, hey, he's one of our 5 best players. Like, he's got to play. And we'll see where the offense is. The offense has been good, so you haven't needed Boo to jumpstart stuff. But is there a game, Oklahoma, whoever, where you're like, man, we're just banging our head against the wall, and we have this guy who is rotating snaps at star with Jalen McMurray, but we could be playing him 20 to 25 snaps at receiver. And in an era where tackling has never been worse because teams have less and less time to focus on tackling, we're not putting the guy out there who is really, really hard to tackle and putting the ball in his hands and seeing what happens.
That's the exact scenario I was thinking of.
Yeah.
You have an offensive game where you just can't do anything, and might as well try it. What are you going to lose,
Put him in space, see what happens.
Yeah.
Good things happen with Boo Carter with the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Generally speaking. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation on Tennessee, Georgia, with a whole lot more. Stick with SEC football as well. Stick with us, Chase, right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
For the fans, by the fans, this is Fan Run Radio. Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, and I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at boknowshouses.com.
It's Tennessee and Georgia, Saturday afternoon in Neyland Stadium, and this week's Fan Run Football Friday live show is at Ash's Beard and Beer Market, presented by Garage Beer. Join us for a live broadcast of The Drive, Friday from 3 to 6 at Ash's Beard and Beer Market on Kingston Pike in Lions View. We'll have $2.50 pints of Garage Beer and Garage Beer Lime, as well as a QR code that you can scan to get a 12-pack of Garage Beer to go for just $12. Plus, we'll be giving away a Garage Beer prize pack, including a sweet retro tailgate chair, pint glass, hats, t-shirts, koozies, stickers, and more. And we'll have your Fan Run Voluntary Reaction Keg of Glory t-shirts to give away as well. It's The Drive this Friday from 3 to 6 at Ash's Beard and Beer Market, presented by Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer. It's football time in Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for The Drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Chase right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Ethan Stone of SaturdayDownSouth.com in studio with us here on this fine Thursday afternoon. As we continue the conversation, SEC more likely, less likely. I thought this would be a fun game to play here. More likely and less likely between these two here. Florida rights the ship this season, starting with this game against LSU on Saturday, Ethan, or Oklahoma implodes with their SEC schedule where they're only going to face ranked teams from here on out in the conference.
See, this is tough because ultimately I think there's a decent, I don't think Florida rights the ship. That would be the thing I say more than anything because I don't love either of those. But I do not trust DJ Lagway even a little bit anymore. I'm selling all my DJ Lagway stock, man. He's got all the talent in the world. He does. He's not like Joe Milton, but he in what he is good at is like Joe Milton. He's very good at that. He can't set his feet. I don't think he can read defenses. He was overthrowing receivers like crazy because he's like throwing on these off angle. And I think he's trying to do too much. I think he's trying to have too much fun. And if USF, because that's another thing, like I'll say this really quietly. When people are ranking like USF number 18, I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world. I think the Bulls are good. They beat Boise State and then they beat Florida, but USF did not win that game. Florida lost that game. Like, I don't think USF did anything too crazy. Alex Golish and Byron Brown, they game managed, and they let Florida just continue doing what they were doing. That offense couldn't move the ball. Lagway was struggling. I think the Florida offensive line is good still. I think they were giving them good protection. I think Jaden Baugh is still like an all-star in the SEC. I don't trust Lagway to be able to lead this team. And with that schedule, I don't see a way they right the ship. I think they're going to lose. I mean, they got Miami, they got LSU, they got Texas, everybody else in the SEC that's worth anything. I do not have any confidence in the Gators. Whereas John Mateer and Oklahoma looked really good against Michigan. I'm not going to say I think John Mateer is like, this fantastic SEC quarterback or anything like that, but that was his first real test against a legitimate defense ever in his entire career. And I was of the opinion that he was going to kind of crash and burn a little bit, but I thought he did really well, except for the one pick. And, I think he also, to compare him to Lagway a little bit, I think he also has some mechanical issues that are he's going to throw some interceptions this year, but I think he's a smarter football player. I think his ability with his legs gives Oklahoma a major boon. And like you said earlier to start the show, Chase, I think they have a top 10 defense in the entire country. Oklahoma does. So I think they have more tools to go against their tough schedule compared to Florida, because I think they have a quarterback. I think the Sooners have a quarterback, and I don't think the Gators do. I think he's at least a year away.
I am not going to go that far with DJ. Like, I'm not selling that much DJ stock.
I'm selling it. It's all gone.
I just feel like it's more Napier in the play calling, because it's just so bizarre. It did not help. And it just, I feel like there's just some weird stuff around DJ. I mean, obviously he was banged up in the spring, and I just kind of wonder how right he is early on. But DJ is more proof of concept to me. Like, last Saturday was his first loss as a 4-quarter starter for Florida. I still love a lot of the talent. I think Florida is still really strong in the trenches. I still think they have a lot of talent at receiver and running back. It was still just like really, really weird in terms of what we saw from this Florida offense, because they have a lot of talent here. And I don't know, why are you more bullish on Oklahoma here, Ethan?
I just think, defensively, I think they're better than the Gators are defensively. And that's not to say that I think Florida's defense is bad. I don't think Florida is a bad team. I just think compared to their schedule, both of them have tough schedules here. I think Oklahoma is the better football team, because I think John Mateer is a better quarterback. I think they have a more complete defense. And, they've proved it. They went against Michigan, who, I don't think the Wolverines are all that. I think Bryce Underwood's going to be a good player. I think he was a little bit of a deer in the headlights against the Sooners and against a really good defense. But they went out and proved it. I think USF is a good team. I don't think they're a great team. And Florida just looked lost, in most facets of the game, except for the run game, which I feel like they probably should have leaned on a little more when Lagway was struggling as much as he is. And, I wonder, kind of like you do, how Napier is going to respond to this, because last year Florida did, right? I mean, to the best of their ability. They went 8-5 against a very, very tough schedule when, they had their own problems in that regard. I just think I was expecting such a bigger leap from Lagway, and I didn't see it against the Bulls. He should be able to move the ball well against that defense, and I understand that I think South Florida's defense is a little underrated, but still in this regard, when he's missing progressions, when he's not setting his feet and throwing the ball 20 yards over a receiver's head, that's not a recipe for winning.
Yeah, well, on the other more likely, less likely side of things, I think I know where you're going with this. I am going to put a lock in here that one of Vanderbilt and Arkansas wins on the road on Saturday. But more likely or less likely to you that Vanderbilt wins at South Carolina or that Arkansas wins at Ole Miss?
I think it's more likely that Vanderbilt wins at South Carolina. And I understand the night argument for South Carolina. I understand that Shane Beamer can get his guys rallied. And I understand it. It just kind of, it's weird to say it, but it does feel like it means more at night in Columbia. It's weird. It's hard for me to fully explain it, but I understand what you're saying when you come from that, Chase. It feels like the Gamecocks, just in general, from the crowd, and just Beamer's underrated ability to get his team hyped up. They play with a lot of juice at home at night. I don't think it matters. Look,
you're really underselling the South Carolina home atmosphere.
Lenoris Sellers is getting a lot of hype. I don't think some people are watching the football games.
Oh,
Diego Pavia has thoroughly outplayed Lenoris
I would
Sellers
agree with that.
through 2 games. It's not even close. It's not even close. He has been better rushing the football. He has been better passing the football. And I honestly think he has better players around him. Cedric Alexander, incredibly fun. Cheryl, incredibly fun.
Stowers.
Yeah, Stowers. I haven't even gotten there yet. Like, they have good receivers. They have I'm not sure I'm willing to say that their offensive line is good or not. It's hard to give, what I think about that, because they played Virginia Tech, but so did South Carolina, and Vanderbilt played Virginia Tech considerably better than the Gamecocks.
At their place.
In the second half especially, they trounced them.
5 touchdowns, 5 possessions.
They trounced them in the second half. And, I understand that South Carolina ended up winning that game against Virginia Tech too, but the Commodores, and this is so strange to say, just looked more explosive. They look like the better football team right now. I think it'll be close. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's one of the more underrated games of the weekend, actually. I'm really happy that we're talking about it. I'm excited to see what we're going to get from both teams, because I think Vanderbilt will be playing its best opponent all year, and South Carolina will be playing its best opponent all year, at least to this point in the season. I trust Pavia and what I've seen from him more than I trust Lenoris Sellers, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think the Commodores have the better quarterback right now, and I don't think it particularly matters too much where they're playing it. I think they'll probably win it by a touchdown, maybe a little less.
Will Tennessee Vandy be a ranked matchup at the end of the year?
Oh,
no.
Let me see their schedule.
It's tough,
yeah,
but there's some winnable games. They got Missouri at home. They have to go to Texas.
Yeah.
They host Auburn. They host Kentucky. They have to go to Bama.
If they beat Mizzou, Auburn, and Kentucky at home,
I think there's
in the final 3 or 4. I think they're probably
chance.
ranked. Yeah,
I think you might have a ranked Tennessee Vandy game in Neyland at the end of the year.
I think it's possible. I'll go 25% chance.
Yeah,
it's possible.
It's possible.
I'm not sure I'm going to say that quite yet, just because Vanderbilt's schedule is low-key.
Are we sure we're going to be ranked?
I
mean, I'm just asking the question.
I was going to get there as well.
Oh, boy.
I'm not 100%.
Our schedule's gotten a lot harder.
That's Brett. We're having a conversation here, Brett.
He asked the question.
He wasn't looking
is
for.
Is it going to be a ranked matchup?
Yeah, we aren't looking for. Is Tennessee going to be ranked in the final week of the season? Yes.
You don't believe it either.
That they're going to be ranked. I'm
Tennessee.
talking about the Vanderbilt side of things, not the Tennessee side of things.
Who has a better chance being ranked in that matchup?
I think what I would say
Tennessee against Vanderbilt.
Here's the thing.
I think it's closer than you're thinking.
Yeah,
I really
I do
do.
too.
I think it's a little closer. I think it's more likely that Tennessee is ranked at the end of the season than Vanderbilt, but I do think it's considerably closer than
it's
you're
a
giving it credit
conversation.
for.
I mean, no, it's going to take some Vanderbilt upsets. Tennessee can just win every game they're favored in. No.
Yes.
What's the upset?
Alabama, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma won't be an
Maybe
upset.
not Florida anymore.
Oklahoma's not an upset. That's
Why?
a
They're
home
gonna be
game.
ranked higher.
Neyland.
We'll be favored, and we're like, what do you mean? That's not an upset. You beat them last year.
They're probably going to be ranked higher than you in that matchup. I think Oklahoma's really good.
I mean, maybe. I would still take Tennessee to beat Oklahoma.
The way I would go about this is say that I think there
Dang,
are
Brett.
a potential.
Got me fired up over here. This was supposed to be a Vanderbilt.
He asked the question.
Unbelievable.
I said no.
I can't believe that's on your radar. I can't believe unranked Tennessee against
He asked
Vanderbilt's
the
on your radar.
question.
I can't believe you're doing this. The week of Georgia, and they're like, oh, we could beat 10-2, and you're over here
You're bringing
like,
up other games.
oh my gosh.
I'm with you right here. I'm going to be
Thank
honest.
you,
I don't
Nathan.
really He asked the question. He's
Yeah.
answering the question.
Maybe I have PTSD here.
You don't think there's any shot? I mean,
I shouldn't say any shot. I would say I'd be very, very surprised if Tennessee's unranked against Vanderbilt in the final week of the season.
Okay.
Things have gone really wrong for Tennessee this year.
Why?
What do you mean why? I just thought like they're probably have
I mean,
2
we're like
losses there.
20th right now.
Right. But you'll have maybe 3 losses. But that Oklahoma win will be a really good one. That'll keep you ranked. And then, I mean,
I'm worried about the schedule right now.
Okay. It's one of the best. It's one of the easiest in the SEC. So I don't know
It was to start the season.
It still is.
Mississippi State's just become really difficult.
Yeah, but I think Florida
Arkansas is going to score.
Florida got easier. That's a good point.
Florida got easier.
Florida got easier.
No, they didn't. It's the swamp.
It is the swamp,
matter.
but if they play
easier.
play as bad as they did against
They
USF,
should have beat us last year.
They got easier because of DJ.
Yeah.
Because of what I just said about DJ. I don't.
Florida
think, I
played
don't
better
think
at the end of last
now,
year.
how fitting would it be if Tennessee goes into the swamp at the end of the year and DJ plays the game of his season?
Yeah, and,
you
then,
know?
and then all of a sudden,
That's-
DJ
What if
puts
it's
it all
Harrison Bailey?
together.
And that's the big thing Tennessee fans
Harrison
are nervous
Bailey might
about
beat
is
us.
you're going to get a Graham Mertz situation.
Battered
from a few
ball
years ago.
syndrome from
That would make
Brad
so
right
much.
now.
That would make so much sense, though. Is DJ plays? He
That's-
puts it all together. His mechanics are there. He's reading the field. He looks just fantastic. And then he goes out against Florida State and does what he did against USF, and they lose by 40.
Exactly.
That would make a lot of sense to me.
I mean, it's so fitting for that to happen.
Well, that Oklahoma game right before that, we've got the Duke exhibition. We'll be able to move on and talk about basketball.
Oh man, oh wow.
There's no words sometimes.
Wow.
What?
Things are really good right now.
What happens?
He asked the question.
What happens if they lose to Duke in the exhibition?
Oh gosh, lose my mind.
Will you?
I didn't. Well, I did last year, especially. I don't think I'll do it. Duke's really good
Against Indiana?
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I lost my mind.
No. Oh my goodness.
I won't get into that. We don't need to get into that. But that was bad. Bob and Sam will tell you about that one.
I'm curious. I'm not curious. When we come back from break, we'll put a bow on this
Unranked
Thursday.
Tennessee versus unranked Vanderbilt. Man, that'd be crazy. Ranked Vanderbilt, maybe.
I have no words that this segment ended with Brett being like, actually, I think Vanderbilt's the ranked one in that final Tennessee Vanderbilt matchup.
It's a question, man.
Just great stuff. Stick with us, Chase, right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and always streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service, 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Invisalign is a clear aligner orthodontic treatment that gradually straightens teeth without the use of traditional metal braces. And now, at Knoxville Smiles, we're offering Invisalign special pricing for new patients. Call for details at 865-539-1776 or just visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
It's right here on Fan Run Radio, Fox Sports Knoxville, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and streaming for free on that Fan Run Radio app. Ethan Stone and I, as we're coming back from break here, he's obviously flying out, little mini vacay, I guess you can kind of call it, to Utah. But he's a connecting flight guy, and I didn't know that that was a thing. Like, I want to be a direct guy, because we were talking about, like, I will drive to Nashville or Atlanta to fly direct over doing the whole driving or
fly to Knoxville.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to stop somewhere, and you have to get off the plane, and then you have to do the whole song and dance again, and get back on. When we went to Hawaii last summer, we had to do it anyway because you just don't. It's not a straight shot.
Yeah.
But man, it's kind of, you're like, all right, now we got to drag this out. I don't know.
The thing that kickstarted the conversation was Chase told me that he has never flown out of McGee Tyson, because I was asking if there was because I haven't been in a second. So I was asking if there's like any food options, because I'm getting a little hungry. And he was like, I've never flown out of McGee Tyson. And it's like, never in your entire life?
No.
That blows my mind.
Not great food options.
Is there not?
It's just so small.
It's like a TGI Fridays
TGI Fridays
or something.
in there.
Such an
a
airport
Starbucks.
place.
I didn't know TGI Fridays was still out there. Are they still rolling?
Yeah, I have one right by my house, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there Fuddruckers still? Is that?
I've seen it, not by me, but I've seen them.
Have you really?
Yeah.
The only restaurant in that airport.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I remember, it was a big deal. My family, we grew up going to Fazoli's on Friday nights a lot when I was a kid, and they closed them all in the greater Atlanta area for many years. And one of my parents' favorite parts about coming up here to visit me
is Fazoli's.
Fazoli's. Stop at Fazoli's.
It's delicious.
What is your go-to at the Fazoli's?
Just lasagna. I mean, just your basic lasagna. The breadsticks you can't beat.
You really can't.
Is it like an Italian place?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Real
Fast food.
Italian, real fast.
Yes.
Okay.
Good on a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
good amount of food.
Really good amount of food. My wife is a big sampler.
Unlimited breadsticks.
There we go.
So breadsticks are top notch.
There we go.
Yeah.
But if you want some like big time Italian, like if you're special occasion, whatever, Savelli's, lobster ravioli. Carrabba's is good, but Savelli's
Olive Garden.
My wife loves Olive Garden. Like, we have those two things where there's something.
Italian's just good. I'll go to.
I can tell you're just rattle them off here. You're just like.
I think that's all I got though.
Okay. Well then.
Homemade.
Yeah. I will say. I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to say in terms of
your wife? You're getting on
sampler. Yeah, my wife is a big sampler person. She loves the sampler platter. She goes there because it's hard for her to like that. We go to Che here locally. We go anywhere around. Like, if there's a sampler option, my wife is going for a sampler. It's hard to like nail down the one thing. She wants to do like a hodgepodge,
Yeah.
Get a little bit of everything rather than one thing.
There you go.
But when I find something I like, I'm like, I could eat that for the rest of my life.
Do you ever switch it up when you go to restaurants, or do you always get the same thing?
Same thing. When I go to like Che Guevara, I love the goat cheese and salmon quesadillas.
Okay.
Love those.
That's a combo.
Ooh, it's so good. They're very, like, it's hot. It's really good. Big quesadilla guy in general.
Yeah.
Kind of, not to brag, I'm kind of a connoisseur when it comes to quesadillas. Like, I like trying a lot of different spots, and I just, they're a good quesadilla. It's just really, really tough to beat.
I like quesadillas too.
Like, love those, but hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good ones. There's some bad ones, and there's nothing more of a letdown. We're like, man, just that they didn't have it. They weren't on their A game. Because if they get it right, quesadilla knocks me right out. Like on a weekend night, it's great. It's great stuff. So, long story short, Ethan Stone, I think you're in trouble here in terms of your food options.
I think I am as well.
Might as well stop on the Motor Mile or whatever.
I was gonna say there are a lot of options on the way in.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fast food, but it's
you're right.
There are a lot. You got, Wendy's. You've got
there's a Mexican restaurant on there, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust myself getting on an airplane after Mexican.
Yeah,
you don't want to have problems when you get on a plane.
We did that flying out
bad
of
news.
Vegas last year. Yeah, we had some Mexican food, but it was, never mind. I'm not going to.
Yeah, let's not.
we probably should just go away from that. That was
good luck, Ethan.
Yeah, it was a little bit TMI
yeah,
at that point.
yeah.
Ethan Stone, SEC stats of the week for week 2 from Saturday Down South. What did you find? What stood out to you going into week 3? Most impressive stat, most concerning? Where are you at with some of the deep dives that you've seen in the SEC on the football side of things in the week 2?
Yeah, a lot of my week 2, I guess piece, I'll call it, had a lot to do with Mississippi State, because the first star I handed out was the Cowbells, just because it's just completely ridiculous. It's like mechanical locusts, just all over the place. Like I did not envy Sam Levitt by any means. That was an unbelievable racket on the TV, and it's amazing to watch. If you don't love the Cowbells, I don't think you love college football. It's fantastic. But the reason I bring up Mississippi State is because I also think they had the most interesting stat of the weekend, and I guess pair of stats of the weekend. And it was they beat Arizona State, number 12 team in the country or whatever they were ranked at that point, despite the fact that, let me find this here real quick. I had it and then I moved. They rushed for the fewest rushing yards in the entire SEC with 66 rushing yards. And they also gave up the most rushing yards allowed of any team in the SEC. It was 251 that the Sun Devils had on Mississippi State. And they still won the football game. That's insane to me. Is that, I don't know, am I crazy for thinking that? But that blows my mind that Arizona State can own the line of scrimmage and the run game so dominantly and still lose the game. Did the Cowbells have that much of an effect, do you think, Chase?
I mean, I was more impressed. Mississippi State, they've come a long way. I think after week 2, their defensive FPI, they're somewhere in the 30s. So they made, they were, a sieve, where just like Tennessee was able to run right through them, run roughshod through the defensive line last year. And remember, Nico got knocked out of that game, and they just Gaston Moore was just handing it off up the middle, and Mississippi State had nothing. Tennessee just put them on ice in a hurry. They didn't have that this year. So I think part of it too is no Scatabo to me. When you're watching that game, because a lot of Americans,
he said they ran for 250,
but it didn't feel like it. It was one of those deals where you're watching it, but they also didn't do it when it mattered.
That's a crazy amount.
Because Mississippi State stuffed them at the goal line. They had 3 chances at the one.
Run for all those yards, you can't get 1 yard.
Yeah,
incredibly underrated sequence. Everyone's talking about the Brennan Thompson, and give him his flowers. He was fantastic. He had, I believe, he led the SEC in receiving yards as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he did. The entire season, the entire week, he was 133. Brennan Thompson. I'm Brennan Thompson's with Mizzou. Who is that? Who is?
Oh, is it Williams?
Who is that player for Mississippi State that caught the?
Was it Williams?
I might have just had this wrong. 1 second.
It's either Evans or Brennan.
It was
Thompson.
It was Brennan Thompson,
Okay.
Mississippi State. I thought he was. I had it written down as Mizzou, so that's on me. That's a goof on me, because I was like, no, he definitely played for Mississippi State, because he absolutely trounced the Sun Devils most of that game. And anyway, fantastic play at the end there. But them holding Arizona State at the goal line and keeping it to just a field goal so they could win the game with a touchdown, no one was talking about that. And I thought that was massive in that situation.
And the fact they had 3 timeouts left.
Oh, yeah. Even with the Cowbells.
Yeah.
Even with the Cowbells, even with the noise, even with how Mississippi State had been playing, I was like, Arizona State scoring for sure here.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to be able to stop them. And they did. And then they drove the field, and Blake Shapen and Thompson connected for that just electric touchdown, electric atmosphere in Starkville. That was incredible to see.
Yeah, and it was a game nobody watched. I saw the ratings for Michigan, Oklahoma on Saturday. It trounced everybody else. And my dad, I was talking to him over the weekend. He was like, "Oh yeah, he was locked in on Michigan."
Florida was on too. I think part of that game, right?
The beginning. Florida was 3:30, so they were.
I just felt like they were on late because I was here doing VR and we were watching it.
Oh yeah, no, they weren't the night game.
Okay,
but yeah, I was one of those. I watched way more Mississippi State, Arizona State than Michigan, Oklahoma. That game was great, but it's great stuff. It was a great one. So I like that. Speaking of rivalries here, to wrap up here on this Thursday afternoon, one of the under talked about parts of Saturday is this is the end of Tennessee, Georgia. Unless there's a huge upset where we don't get Kentucky as 2 of our permanent rivals here in 2026 and beyond for Tennessee football. This is it, playing Georgia every year. And is it sad? That's what I was kind of curious around the room here. Are you going to miss playing Georgia every year? Or are you like, we still get Alabama because that's the more important one anyway. You still got Vanderbilt, and we'll see if it's, in all seriousness, Kentucky and or Florida as the other one. I don't know. You're still going to get Georgia 2 out of every 4 years. It's not like they're just disappearing from the schedule. But is that kind of make you a little sad that the quote-unquote rivalry is not going to keep happening year over year?
I'm going to say no, and the reason is not because I'm going to Tennessee Georgia is a fun game. Well, I would have preferred it to be more competitive across the past 8 seasons, of course. But if I look at it through a lens of is it going to be Georgia or is it going to be Alabama? I mean, it's not even a competition. I'm going to pick Alabama. Like that's the one that the third Saturday in October. I'd rather play that every season if there had to be a choice between the two, and I think there is, because obviously that would just be too much if Tennessee's getting Alabama and Georgia every year like they have been. So I'm not going to act like I necessarily miss it, especially with Kirby Smart still being there. And even though I gave some optimism earlier in the show that I think Tennessee can win this game, Kirby Smart still scares me, and that's who I think ultimately the Vols are going up against this Saturday. Is you got to beat Kirby before you can even beat their players, because he's the guy to beat.
Would you rather keep Florida or Georgia, Brett?
Florida.
Okay. So Florida's still above Georgia.
Florida's
the same.
I would say that as well. Yes,
Okay.
and it's like, I mean, Georgia's up there, right? I'd say they're right behind Florida, but I would still take a Florida matchup every year than I would over Georgia.
Who do you think Tennessee fans hate more, Florida or Georgia?
Florida. It's Florida for me. Florida's
think
number one for me.
Right now, currently, probably Georgia, because they've won 2 national titles in the past 5 years. And Florida hasn't. All time, I grew up hating Florida. That when I was lived in Dallas, I wasn't even a huge I hadn't even moved to East Tennessee yet. I hated Florida. So I think all time it's probably Florida. But right now, Georgia's just a better football team. So you're going to get, on average, I feel like more people are going to despise the Bulldogs just because they win all the time, and they have won against Tennessee the past 8 times. So I think there's a little more animosity.
I mean, both fan bases too have iconic game-ending plays.
True.
And early part, it's been a while. I mean, Juwan Jennings obviously with Tennessee's last victory in Athens, but the other one is kind of forgotten if you're a Tennessee guys. The hobnail boot from Larry Munson with David Green and company, where Tennessee, that was in Knoxville, Tennessee. So there have been some iconic game-ending moments and everything else. And me being originally from Georgia, I have a very house divided this week. This week's always tough for me because of a lot of people who just are going to be really excited to rub it in if Georgia beats Tennessee on Saturday. But it's also like one of those deals where I do think there is a lot of, I think Georgia fans, if you ask them who they really dislike, which fan base, I think Georgia fans' most common answer would be Tennessee. I think among the Georgia,
Florida.
I don't think so.
Florida.
Not anymore. I don't think they look at Florida. They really.
Why do they look at us like that now?
They don't like. I mean, you remember
Florida's winning championships.
Well, I mean, there was just so much vitriol going into that Tennessee Georgia game in 22. Where they're number one and just they just relished putting Tennessee in a blender on that Saturday, and the whole it's raining and that's the whole excuse, and it could have been a lot worse. Georgia fans love Tennessee fans being miserable. I think that is something that is unavoidable, and maybe just part of it is just a little bit different. But I don't know. My gut is if you polled most Georgia fans, which fan base they loathe the most in the SEC, it's Tennessee.
I think Tennessee's second. I think it's Florida.
Yeah.
I think they will forever hold hatred. I mean, world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
But it's lost juice, man. It's just not been a big game in a long time. And
they need to get that one home and home.
What I would do is for a lot of these home and then Jacksonville. That's what I would do. It's 2 and then 1. That's what I would do in Virginia.
Well, even
Tech.
still, aren't they moving out of there for a season and
2 seasons? I think
Mercedes-Benz.
It's 2 because I think they're doing 1 at the Benz and 1 at the Buck Stadium.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
it's awful. I mean, are you kidding? It's a conference game. Play it home and home.
Yeah.
Just do a home and home at that point. That's just ridiculous. I can see the Jacksonville argument. I cannot see that. That's just dumb. That's just non-conference. Well, that's neutral site with extra steps. But I understand Jacksonville's that same way too. But
Florida's not even Florida's number one for me in every sport. That's part of it for me too. It's not just football. I've never liked playing in basketball or baseball with Sully, and now we've been good and stuff like that. So yeah.
I guess it's just different for me in every sport because it's Kentucky for me is basketball. That's the one I get most up for in SEC play for Tennessee. Baseball, it's LSU.
Not Vandy?
Arkansas?
Yeah, not Vandy. Definitely not Vandy. Arkansas just has that's not really been back and
I know
forth.
We haven't talked about it, but you see how easy their schedule is for baseball, by the way?
Yeah.
Tennessee's home schedule is fantastic.
Yeah, it should be fun to go to the park.
It's gonna be
Arkansas, though, avoiding everybody they did.
Yes, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The top 5 programs they avoided.
Yeah.
I think they play Vandy. I think that's probably the hardest one.
My dad wrote in, nope, it's Florida. Spurrier. Enough said.
Smart man.
Well, he's
Spurrier. That's the reason I hated him.
But
I
that's
hated
just been
Spurrier.
so long. And Urban was that guy. But
That's how you develop your hatred.
Yeah.
You start young and it's just carried all the way through. Like I hated Tebow and all those guys.
Yeah.
Meyer. I hated Meyer. I mean, she's not a good person down there.
See, it feels like during the 90s, didn't Tennessee beat Georgia like 8 times in a row? Like
yeah, I mean,
it wasn't competitive in the 90s, and it's not competitive now. So,
Yeah.
like, the only time for it to have been kind of competitive, I guess, was like
And how
when
can I
Tennessee
hate
was
somebody
bad,
for winning?
you know, in like
Yeah.
the early 2000s, late 2000s, like.
I mean, the Richt era was competitive.
Yeah.
They were good.
But I guess
Well, I'm
what
saying both sides. Like Tennessee
Oh,
got
yeah.
some, Georgia got some. It was more.
We were beating the best Georgia teams though. With
Yes.
not even our like best. Like when they had Champ Bailey and
Yeah.
Quincy Carter and like a bunch of those dudes down there.
I think it depends what age you are too. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
people my age, you know, I mean, in the time,
Maybe
and
it is Georgia
obviously
for
I didn't
y'all.
grow up a Tennessee fan, and I was unfamiliar to SEC country. But I think like just talking to people, I mean, I think there's more of a hatred for Georgia just because Tennessee hasn't beaten Georgia in the past, you know, however many seasons. So I don't know. I mean, the kids that I go to school with have seen Tennessee beat Florida twice, and they haven't seen them beat Georgia. So I think right now that's, I mean, at least kids my
It's
age.
for Kentucky though now, right?
Kentucky twice.
Oh, I hate Kentucky more than
Like Kentucky football, baseball,
Long-
basketball. I just can't wait for Kroger Field
Has
this
to
fall.
keep that rivalry.
Yeah,
Has to
100%.
I do take a bit of offense to the go back to the coal mines insult for the Kentucky fans.
Yeah, I don't like any of that. It's bad taste.
My
Yeah.
family were coal miners. in West
Yeah, I don't
Virginia,
like it.
So it's a bit.
Yeah, I
bit
don't like it.
offensive.
I don't like it.
I have a soft spot for Kentucky, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's, I don't know. What a way to end the show.
Brett's done.
Well, just doing my job.
He's gonna say that every time. Like, but he's gonna hide
I'm
behind
actually
that.
behind schedule right now.
I know you are, but you were.
I was waiting for you to text me. And then
No, I know. Like, I don't have to worry about Brett wrapping up the show. Brett knows when it's over.
Yeah, they're coming in. They're ready to do theirs.
All right. The Chase is back tomorrow. Jack Foster in studio on a Friday. Have a wonderful afternoon, East Tennessee.